Get ready.
Get set. Gatland got a good enough start. Bob was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatland's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 2021.
Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team.
Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best.
It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM.
July 23rd to August 8th.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion.
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Get ready.
Get set. Gatland got a good enough start. Bob was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatland's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 2021.
Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team.
Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best.
It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM.
July 23rd to August 8th.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion.
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Get ready.
Get set. Gatland got a good enough start. Bob was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatland's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 2021.
Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team.
Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best.
It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM.
July 23rd to August 8th.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion.
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Get ready.
Get set. Gatland got a good enough start. Bob was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatland's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 2021.
Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team.
Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best.
It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM.
July 23rd to August 8th.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion.
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Get ready.
Get set. Gatland got a good enough start. Bob was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatland's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 2021.
Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team.
Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best.
It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM.
July 23rd to August 8th.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion.
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.
Get ready.
Get set. Gatland got a good enough start. Good evening. Was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatland's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 20, where quality comes first. Westby's Supermarket. Extra Foods, thank you so much for our kind sponsors. This is the last one, baby. Oh man,
This is it.
this is it.
This will be bursting the tape.
This is sayonara.
Yeah, this is the bursting of the tape now.
Yep.
Our Olympic marathon is over for us today.
And boy, was it a marathon for
Yes,
us.
it
We
was.
certainly,
Yes, it was.
we certainly enjoyed doing this for you.
Yep.
And we're looking forward to Paris 2024, God willing.
Yeah.
Would we be in this space? It would be good to be in this space doing this again. We're looking forward to World Track and Field Championships even next year in Eugene, Oregon. But before we go there, the last time TNT failed to medal was in 1992. That was the Barcelona Games It was from what day? I'm trying to remember the day, and I didn't want to try. I think it was from the 23rd, same the 23rd of July, same 23rd, I think. And we did not medal. Ian Morris came fourth in the 400 meters, men's 400 meters. He ran a time of 44:25, and narrowly missed out on a bronze medal. And that was the final. We win the 4x400 meter final also, and we think we came last or seventh in that one.
Yeah.
That was Atto Bolden's first Olympics. He came fourth in the prelims. Nobody knew about Atto Bolden.
Yeah.
So we didn't do that well.
And then the following Olympics that he said, I am not playing.
I ain't playing. And he got
I
two
am
bronze.
not
Correct.
playing. You think I'm here to play?
So 29 years ago, we were in this spot saying, oh man, no medals. In 1988, same thing, no medals. Ian Morris got to the finals, he came seventh. 84, no medals. 80, no medals. We waited 20 years from 76 to 96 TNT to get a medal. And now, it seems as if we're back to square one.
In a drought again, like we praying and hoping that it's no longer and it's not going to be a drought. Father, thank you for these words not going up there, Lord.
And it will not return to you.
Yeah.
One of the things,
medals.
Nigeria did not medal, methinks, was it 2012? 2008, 2012. They did medal. And of course, they fixed that. But looking back on the Olympics, and it's more of a looking back, but before we look back, let's talk about our last medal hope, our last bastion fell earlier today, late last night. Nicholas Paul looked supreme in the Kieran event in the quarterfinals. He won. Speed. Semifinals, he lost. Also, Kwesi Brown lost in the semifinals. He looked good too, actually.
Yes, he did. I saw, but when it came to the semifinal, his qualifier for in the semifinals, I think he drifted a bit in terms of skill. I think the focus that is necessary for that level was not there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I take one error. I think not just one error. This guy, Brian, did say, let's hope that we have somebody make a mistake.
That's Gene Samuel said that.
Gene Samuel said that, yes. Gene Samuel said, let's hope someone makes a mistake.
Or I hope that we don't make a mistake because it just takes a second to actually sleep.
That hope fell on that fell on us. The hope of someone else making a mistake fell on us making mistakes. And I think Brown did make an error, and then seeing
Nicholas Paul kind of dallied also for that minute, that second.
He fell in that space and got trapped.
Correct. One thing I learned about this Kieran race, I learned that I like it a whole lot. This Kieran event is the maddest cycling event on the track. Forget match. I mean, match sprint is good. Those the tempo race, whatever you call that one, it's fantastic. But the Kieran is real. I mean, fantastic. You're riding behind this motorcycle.
Well, it's a bike. It's a
bike with a motor. A bike with a motor.
No. This one is a bike man.
So they don't have any motor.
No motor. He was riding.
But didn't they say that?
No, he was riding. I didn't see.
So he was pedaling.
Yeah, he was pedaling.
And he's increasing his speed, and then he just drifts off,
but
and then you have to
pedaling, and they staying behind him,
and you have to basically run and well, not run but cycle, and race against each other and box each other in.
It makes it even better when you know you have representation in the race, because before we would have looked at these, you wouldn't even take on these races.
Yeah, because in 2012, Jasaint Phillip was actually in the Kieran. And that's when I learned about the Kieran and the reportage and those things. So even as we're speaking here about sport, I'm learning every day. And that's good. You're learning about, different events. And ironically, the Kieran started in Japan. That's where the Kieran started, in 1948. And there are there are thousands of Kieran riders in Japan. And it's an event. And they bet on it and all that. So it's something that they do all the time. And the first time it was actually introduced to the Olympics was in 2000 in Sydney. So just a bit of knowledge there for you. That's when the Kieran started. But bitter disappointment last night. I just turned my TV off and I said, okay, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, that was it.
Let me look for the stew chicken tomorrow morning.
Now it's a wrap. I said now because we wrap this thing up.
Yeah, it's all over.
It's over. Our medal hopes are now dashed, smashed to smithereens. And of course, but we want to thank all our competitors, all of our representatives out there. We want to thank even the head of TTOC being there with them. In some cases, hearing him talk, we need to have an interview with him when he comes back.
When he comes back, we're going to. But one of the things that stood out for me, I remember last week, Saturday, it would have been, today's what, the 8th? So it would have been the 31st of July. That's when we found out about, well, when Michel here, he didn't qualify for the final, and the protest, and the day before we had the 3 COVID cases, and Tyra Gittins was going to be, she was jumping the night, and Portia's Warren was actually in the shot put final. And I'm trying to tell Brian, hey Brian, things are looking up, Portia's is in the final, Tyra is jumping tonight, blah blah blah, and he was like, oh well, he sounded a bit like Iho. Remember Iho on the pool? Right.
Oh,
so he you could barely actually lift his spirit. And I think there are things that we don't know happen across there. And he couldn't even put on a brave face sometimes. It was just so demoralizing for him. And when he comes back home, you expect the trainees to say, while they carry this one, while they carry that one. And I mean, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. So you would expect that. And nothing is wrong in saying, I'm disappointed our athletes would have failed to medal. Nothing is wrong in saying that. I think now the question is, how do we move forward, charter a course forward, and say to ourselves, okay, how do we put things in place next time for athletes to thrive? And there are many countries who would have learned from this before.
Yeah, and again, put the stuff in place, infrastructure that is, to ensure that this does not happen to them ever again.
Yes.
And I think that is like, I was talking to a politician. I'm sorry to bring politics in the space, but there's one of my friends, politician, he does politics, and I said, you know what you just need to do? The last year, when all the politics making noise and all the politicians making noise, you trying to be a voice, a small voice, looking for your space in that space. That makes no sense. I say we need to hear your voice and see your actions from the first year of whoever's in office.
Yeah, that's correct.
Make your presence felt year 1. By the year 5, so in this case, by year 4,
we're going to be okay.
We inside.
Like for example, I remember Atto Bolden, and Atto is the one I look at because I'm a big Atto fan. In you could track his progress from 1992 to 1996, and I did it. I was 14 years old. I didn't know that God was going to put me in a place where I'll be doing sport. So I remember Junior Olympics that year, 1993, 1994. He went to the Commonwealth Games. He ran 10:05, 10:07. 1995, NCAA. I remember being in the States, and then someone called me and said, "Listen, let's watch the World Track and Field Championships. Atto Bolden is in the final, bronze medal, 1995." Then he broke 10 seconds under 10, 1996. So you could track his progress. There are athletes you could actually look at and say, this is where they came from. George Bovell, same thing, where he got the Pan Am gold and the medals in 2003 and World Championship swimming again. So you saw him going into the year of the Olympics that he was ready. So it wasn't surprising that George Bovell got a bronze in 2004 in Athens. It wasn't surprising that Atto got a 2 bronze in 1996. So, and it also wasn't a surprise, Allan, this year for certain track athletes not doing as well.
Of course.
Like for example, to me, Jerome Richards getting to the final was an accomplishment because I said to you, I think the big thing is for Jerome to get in. And he got in.
I wasn't sure that he was going to medal, but
getting in
is at least you have a ticket.
I was not sure about the 400 meters. I didn't expect us to medal there either. The relay outside chance, but you could track certain things and say maybe because certain guys were certainly not in shape. I don't think Marshall Sedeno has been in good shape since 2016 when he ran at 44:01. He ran 44:01, which is the fastest time a TNT 400 meter athlete has ever run. 44:01, which is sensational. And since then, crickets, nothing really. So you were tracking his cycle and realizing maybe not. Dion Lendor did okay this year, but was he in a place to run 44 flat. One of the things Trinidadians need to understand, and Tobagonians, when we're looking at especially track and field for us, we have to be able to look at the times the guys ran this year, or jumped this year, or through this year, and say, okay, we haven't been throwing well, or running well, or jumping well, so maybe getting into a final might be okay. But we have to be a little more maybe aware of what's going on with our athletes, because although we were hopeful, excuse me, you sense that some of them will be maybe a day late and a dollar short. You know, if you're now joining us, you're listening to Tokyo Rush. You're viewing Tokyo Rush on FBN TV and also Facebook page, FBN's Facebook page. Thank you to our sponsors. We're sponsored by Boodoo's Electrical Enterprises, where quality comes first, Westby's Supermarket, and Xtra Foods. Really a pleasure.
Thank our friends out there for your sponsorship.
For your kind sponsorship.
And of course, we want to encourage, I mean, beyond this, because I don't think we should just end Tokyo Rush just like that.
No.
We got to give a snapshot as well as to what the Caribbean, so we can't celebrate as TNT would like to.
Yes.
But we could celebrate with the rest of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Because, again, they had a very good showing. I mean,
a very good. I mean,
30
medals.
Medals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a good number of gold inside of there.
But well, I mean, English speaking or just Caribbean on the whole?
Caribbean.
Because Cuba had got a few.
Cuba got some. Yes. Cuba is inside with 13 medals.
Good.
Which 6 of them were gold. Jamaica got 8. That was as of the 6th. So I don't know if this is the final count here, because I think it's the final. They got the medal count now is at 8, 4 of which are gold. The women's team won the gold in the women's 4 by 100.
Correct. Correct.
Dominican Republic has 4 medals. The Bahamas has 2 medals, both gold. Yeah, after Shawnee Miller, we were boy.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah?
Yes.
And who else?
Grenada has a bronze.
Grenada has a bronze.
Bermuda yes.
And Puerto Rico both have 1 medal each, both gold.
Don't mind Bermuda. Sometimes they consider themselves Caribbean, but they do. I mean, they're in. They are. Yeah. Technically. Flora Duffy, she's the one who got the triathlon gold medal. Yes, Flora Duffy.
She's from
Bermuda.
She got it.
Yeah. And she did very, very well.
Yeah, that's a lot. Listen, that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
It is. And Puerto Rico would have gotten a goal in the 100 meter hurdles for women. That's Camacho.
Yeah,
she was amazing. She was really, really good. So we are not there this year, but we could celebrate our Caribbean.
So yeah, we celebrate all our Caribbean brothers and sisters up and down the Caribbean. Your success happens to be our success, and we celebrate with you.
We
guys.
do. We certainly do.
We really thank you. Sorry that we can pitch in as well and bring in at least 2 or 3 more medals to the count, but next Olympics for sure. I believe, and this is my my predictions going forward. I think Keyshawn Walcott still has some throwing in.
A lot of throwing in.
I think Keyshawn Walcott has some meters in his arms still.
Because Keyshawn is about 28.
Yeah, because you're hearing athletes
in 30s and so
in
on
the 30s and close to the 40s
that's
throwing and doing some
serious
serious numbers.
Yeah.
If Keyshawn Walcott, we also have Nicholas Paul, who is now he's now a threat. By no stretch of the imagination, they will call Nicholas Paul's name and not consider him a threat.
Yeah, because I mean, you basically top 10, top 12 in the world, and really should be even higher, because he's elite. I mean, you saw Jason Kenny ride last night, and you saw the experience of the Brit in the Kieran and also in the mat sprint. And not the fastest anymore, but the most tactically astute.
And that is to me that is the takeaway, because for a lot of our athletes, the experience in this side and on this side gives you that space to now know your mistakes. There was one particular young lady from Australia that was she was in the heptathlon. Heptathlon.
Yeah.
And she was doing the high jump. And every time she took a jump, she went back to the side and she would take notes.
She took notes, yeah. That was the high jump. But was the high jump
in the heptathlon.
Yeah.
Heptathlon.
She was writing on everything. She was jumping and writing, jumping and writing.
So
yeah.
every time she goes to her notebook, and this is what she does, she judges what she does. You understand? She evaluates her performance. And I took that and made a personal note about that for myself. You know, how detailed are you in looking back at your performances?
And I think that's where we should go now.
And that to me is what we have.
I'm always concerned with Caribbean athletes generally, and I'm more into maybe cricket, football, track and field, right? How detailed are we? How methodical are we?
Yeah.
Do we leave or define details? Because they always say the devil is in the detail, right?
Details, of course.
Right. And the fine print is where it's at. Not just the big bold things, but the fine print.
The small things,
yes.
the littlest things.
I would say the fine muscle things.
Correct.
And I think sometimes we leave things to chance. And it's not just the athletes, but the administrators.
Yeah, you have to. These are things. These are traits that somebody has to come and teach you. Sometimes
Yes.
you will not pick it up. No, I pick up this, and I'm saying whoever is in charge of this young lady, they're doing right by her. Take nothing for granted. Evaluate everything. Sorry. She evaluates her runoff, her leading up, her jump, her arching over the arm thing, and her landing. She evaluates everything. And I'm saying this is something to take away for all our athletes. I think Gittins, Tyra Gittins,
Yeah.
is good experience. She's young, and come next Olympics, she could take part in she'll be able to do better in the hip. She'll be able to do better in the long jump. She will always be a threat.
I think the key for Tyra now, I don't think she's going to do any NCAA next year. At least I hope not. Which would free her up because she had a very hectic NCAA. Now, one of the things you have to look at with certain athletes is the work they did in college, the collegiate circuit, which basically they've been going since like February, March. It's a good thing, but a bad thing because after a while you may not have the legs. And I'm hoping next year that she decides to go pro. Even as she's in school, she goes pro, and she can now concentrate on doing the hip, doing the long jump, and so on. Because we have, Allan, a gold mine in Tyra Gittins.
Correct.
A serious gold mine, as in gold medals, as in Jackie Joyner Kersey. Because when I thought about her, Jackie Joyner Kersey comes to my mind because she has that, and we now have to harness that, protect that over the next 3 years. Because I know Brian Lewis, they have this thing about 10 or more gold medals by 2024. That's the goal. 10 or more gold medals by 2024.
As in 10 gold medals by 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about from other
10 or more.
Other competitions, other than the Olympics.
No, the Olympics.
Olympics.
They believe that. Yeah, that's their goal.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
All right.
So
very ambitious. But I'm saying go for it. Go for it.
We have and
put this stuff in place.
And in order for us to go for it, I think now you'll hear people talking about, blame the administrators, blame the coaches. and they must take blame. Because if I'm a coach and Jeremy Richards might run 23-9, I'm going to be sitting down thinking, what did I do wrong? But I'm thinking we have to come on board as a country to help our athletes get those medals, to help those athletes do well. It has to be a corporate thing. Businessmen, administration,
the
government.
Yep.
We have to see sport as an industry.
From all the way from school, somebody said it the other day, from secondary school rolling right back up into, we really have to get back to the drawing boards and produce, because we have a lot of people in our society. They may not necessarily fit in academically sometimes. Sporting wise, they might be pulled into the academics.
Yes.
And that to me is a good pull. But give them the opportunity to get that pull. You understand? Not just have that either or. You understand? You have to be bright and run. You could be able to run and become, more academically inclined.
Yes.
You understand? And so these are the things that we have to find a way to work around and encourage schools now, not just to do this one meet, but have 2 or 3 meets. Why not we have the insurance companies come together and they be in charge of 2 or 3 meets for the year for secondary schools, for primary schools, that we could start seeing and developing scholarship programs for even young ones to be a part of.
And these are things that we would have been doing before. These are things that these are not new.
But it needs revisited.
It needs, yes, a revival.
And so let's bring it back to the drawing boards and rule it out as a 10-year, 20-year plan going straight into the Olympics in the 2030s.
Because we already know, like for example, the next Olympics is in Paris, 2024.
Right.
2028 is Los Angeles. 2032 is Brisbane. So for example, so we should basically have a 11-year plan at least.
The Bible speaks about your children being like arrows in your quiver.
Yeah.
And the thing about being arrows in your quiver is that you can take the arrow out and point it in a certain direction and let go. Where you want to position your child, our children, our future when it comes to the Olympics.
Correct.
I appreciate Brian's analogy and his ambition and of 10 gold medals. But now we have to think a little bit further, not just the next Olympics. Who do we actually can say we have for 2028? Who do you think that we will have for 2032? You understand? Who are we aiming to push in that direction from now? You understand? So let's look towards the future and really put these 20-30-year plan behind our and it's a rolling 20-year program. It's not to say a 20-year program that is done.
No,
because
but
as of the next Olympics, it's a new 20-year rollout as well.
So you keep looking 20 years ahead or 16 years ahead.
So now we have something that could, so that if Brian closes his eye, God forbid, next 15, 20 years, and I'm not calling that no number guy.
No, but the fact of the matter is
the
vision is bigger than you.
Already,
so,
exactly.
Yes. So if I die, it would outlive me.
Yes.
Because that's what you want to do.
That is some of the techniques that has been employed by the other countries. Away with this 5-year wonder of the politics of the day.
Yes.
So this politics, this company, the politicians change the guards. We change the guard when it comes to politicians. So what, the rules of TTOC and the administration of TTOC must now change? We have to do away with that. We really need to do something that would cause us to have some sense of strength.
Yeah,
some stability.
Yes, indeed.
And we are able to, to foster ahead and to forge ahead.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, I know
this time, that's it.
We done?
No, 6:30. 6:30. Give it a see.
Oh, we're done.
The wrap-up sign.
Thank you so much, Japan, for putting on a fantastic. Tokyo for putting on a fantastic Olympics. We had a great time.
Yeah, we must thank the FBN team.
FBN team, Tiffany,
Vince. Yeah, all the announcers who were on. Yeah, with us and allowed us the space inside the arm. Thanks to FBN and their space as well, and thank you all for tuning in as much as you did for all our FBN. And tune in for some more because we're going to lobby for some more stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do some stuff maybe for the CPL coming up and different things in the T20, the World T20 World Cup. We're liking this. We're having fun with it. There's World Cup 2022 football, so we have a lot of things we can do. So thank you so much to our sponsors.
Yep.
Boodoo's Electrical Enterprises, where quality comes first. Westby Supermarket, Xtra Foods. Allan Augustine, thank you so much, mate.
Thank you
Blessings
so much.
And grace. It was a pleasure having you.
That's gonna be your wingman.
Yeah, you are my wingman. I love it. Absolutely love it.
And it's Robin.
Yes.
Folks, this is how we land this plane,
friends. We are going sayonara.
To do. Gatlin's in front, Bolt stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 2021.
Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team.
Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best.
It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM.
July 23rd to August 8th.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion.
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.